Hey everyone, welcome to Prince of the Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with episodes 7 through 12 of Jingai-san no Yome. This is my life. This is a donation reward for those who don't remember from Isabella. It is a series of shorts. Each are about 3 minutes long or something like that. Um, and based on the first six that we did before, it seems to center around this school where teenage boys are basically sold off to mythical creatures to be these creatures' wives. And there's a lot to say about it, but I think I'm going to save most of my thoughts for the afterthoughts because the first time I watched, I was just so bloody confused. Well, the only time I've watched, I have not watched these again. I was just so bloody confused and just did not know how to react. Um, so we're gonna keep it till the end, so that way I can get my full thoughts out on the series, as you could say, as a whole. Um, when that happens. So let's just do this. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Uh, Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, then it fades back in. Everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the shorts, the episodes, whatever you want to call them. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, I was questioning whether we missed one or not, partially because I saw the runtime, and I was thinking it feels short. I feel like we've missed something here. But I realized afterwards that I even checked all the episodes. It's like, yeah, we watched them all. The issue was that I was skipping the intros at the end. Intros, they're at the end of the episode, but I was skipping those. So that actually cut out some of the time. And so because of that, that's why it felt a little shorter than it actually would have been. It would have been like 18 minutes or so, I think is what I counted for six episodes. Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yep. 18 minutes. So, because they are all 3 minutes each. They're exactly 3 minutes. With the credits or whatever you want to call them. So skipping some of those cut out I don't know, 30 seconds for each one I skipped. So that's why it ended up being shorter, or feeling shorter at least. Well, it definitely was shorter, but anyway. So this set of episodes introduced us to the final set of Jingai, I think they're supposed to be called, but it's just creatures. We also have one that was shown in the background, this giant worm-like thing that it's like, oh, okay. Is there a reason for showing that? Are we just supposed to know that others in the school have partners this way too? Or is it supposed to more along the lines, why aren't they part of the wife club or whatever it's called? I just have questions. The student president wasn't part of it either, to be fair. But I guess he's the student president, so he kind of has a reason. But yeah, we meet the demon girls. They each have one wing and they have one eye. They're Cyclopses. They're also the only one of these these husbands, these creatures that can speak. The others can communicate in other ways, except for maybe Kananogi. Um, but they can actually, like, speak and everything. And they are definitely the most entertaining and most interesting of the creatures. I almost kind of wish that the series centered around the student president, just so we would have had more of them. Because honestly, they're much more interesting than any of the other creatures or relationships, even. I think that it would have probably been better that way. That might be an unpopular opinion. I don't fucking know. Um, but yeah, it's like this set of episodes centered around introducing and including them, and basically reaching the 1 year point of our main character and Kananogi being married, as well as the main character's birthday in the final episode that takes place when the cherry blossoms fall. Um, so yeah, interesting, I guess. Um, let's just let's just say this right here. Let's rip the band-aid off. I'm honestly not a fan of this series. If you want to call it a series. It's still a series, I guess. Um, I apologize, Isabella. This is not for me, clearly. Outside of even just the weirdness and confusing aspects of it, the one thing that just throws me off way too damn much is that these are teenage boys, and they're entering basically forced marriages. Like, they're being, I mean, I assume they're not entirely forced. I assume they could technically reject them if they wanted, but they're basically coerced into it. These are teenage boys coerced into marriage while still teenagers in school, and they enter these intimate romantic relationships with these creatures, and it's just fucking weird. It's like, okay, obviously teenagers can enter romantic relationships. It's pretty damn common. um but it's an entirely different story when the characters are actively married. Like, they're not just partners. They're not girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. They're the terms they are using is husband and wife. Our main character, he is the, I don't know why also the teenage boys are the wives. I still don't understand that. But he is the wife of Kananogi. Kananogi is the husband. Again, I don't understand the specific reason for why the terms are divvied out that way, but that's not even that big of a deal. The issue is that this isn't a binding marriage. Like, this is actually a thing. Like, they are legally married. There was a form, wasn't there? And they even had their own little ceremony to just kind of solidify it. And it's just like, this is a teenage boy. Am I the only person who sees this as fucking weird? I mean, yeah, yes, there's no, like, sex or anything involved in this, thankfully. Honestly, with anime, I would not have put it out of the question, but luckily there isn't. And I understand this is supposed to be a comedy series. It's supposed to be silly and funny, but it's also very clearly supposed to be romantic. It's a romantic comedy. That's just fucking weird. I'm sorry, it's like, again, there's not the sexualization or anything with this, but it kind of gives me those Yui vibes in a similar way to Kill la Kill. It's just like I just don't want to see underage characters being involved in stuff like being married or having sex or being like sexualized physically and everything. It's like if a character who happens to be underage chooses to dress in a way that makes them feel comfortable and it just happens to like show cleavage or a lot of skin or whatever, that's one thing. Because that's them taking the choice into their hands and everything. But like Kill la Kill is very much not that. That is not what Kill la Kill is doing. And I'm not going to get into that entire argument again here. I, I've already talked about that enough. And this, again, the marriage aspect of it, it's beyond just a partnership. It's a legally binding marriage where they're living together. From what we can tell, on their own. I'm sorry for continuing to harp over this, but does no one else see the issue with that? Again, they're teenagers. I can't get over that. Like that's my biggest issue here. The weird and goofy shit is like that's one thing. I've seen a lot of anime that have been weird and goofy. I mean, I've seen fucking Bobo 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 Bo. And that's the goofiest shit you will ever see. On purpose. So the goofy shit I can get over. I can get I mean it obviously confused the shit out of me when I first saw it. But I can get over goofy shit like Kananogi biting on the main character's head and stuff. Or the kind of goofy interactions the characters have, especially once the Cyclops girls are brought into play. It's like that kind of stuff is fine. But making this a romance is just, especially like a marriage-based romance. Like, literally, the second to last episode in this is celebrating the anniversary of their marriage. It's like, the fuck? I think it would have been better if instead of, like, having it be marriage, the creator or whatnot instead made it so that the deal was, like, this creature just comes out and, like, chooses to like stay with the person, and instead of like a husband wife thing, they were like, and they were roommates, let's just say that. But in all seriousness, something more akin to that, something like just the spirits choose to be around someone and just like, you know, stick to their side for the entire time, take out all the romance stuff. I think it would be fine. I still wouldn't be like the biggest fan of it. Like, it's not like the kind of series or whatnot that like really would appeal to me. But take out the romance stuff and it stops being creepy. But with all the romance stuff in there, with all the husband and wife stuff, the marriage stuff, it's creepy. It just is. That's my biggest hang up with this. And again, it's purely because they're underage. If they were adults, no issue. Absolutely no issue with it. If these were like college kids, like first year college kids or something, and maybe that was a thing, like the spirits come to kids in their first year of college. It's like, if that were the deal, I could be fine with that. I could live with that. But the fact that they're these underage students in high school just makes it fucking weird, man. It just makes it really fucking weird. I don't really have much of anything else to say either. So that's another reason I've been harping on that this entire time. Just to have, just because there's not really much of anything to say about this. It's just weird. It's, it's very clearly not my kind of series. Um, I don't really see the appeal in it. If you like it, that's fine. I have no issue with that. It's all subjective, but it's not for me. It's not for me, and there's just too much about it that is just really weird and off-putting. And the one specific thing, like I said, that I just can't get over. So, there we have it, though. I have finished reacting to the entire thing. So there is that. There is that. If I were to give it a number rating out of 10, 5 at best, it's like if it didn't have the romance and marriage stuff in it, could maybe bump it up to like a 6.5, but that's still about it. It's just, like I said, it's not really my thing. I've seen romantic comedies before. That's fine. That's not even the issue. It's just the type of series this is. The type of quote unquote humor it has, the type of weirdness and goofiness. It's just not my thing. Again, if you like it, that's fine. I am all for that. But I can't get into it. And that's fine. Not everybody needs to like everything. And as with pretty much anything I react to on here, it's a lot of times very hard to tell if I'm going to like something or not. And again, I always say this, unless it's from like a franchise or something that I'm known to like, then there's a pretty good chance. Like, am I gonna like the next JoJo part? Oh, most likely. Most likely. Am I going to like the next Pokemon games? More than likely. Very, very more than likely. Am I going to like the next, I don't know, season of Ruby? I'd say it's pretty guaranteed. You get the idea. It's like if it's from something that I typically am known to enjoy, I'm probably gonna like it without an issue. But if it's something completely new to me, or like with most movies, for example, um, then it's almost impossible to say. So it's just we gotta see by checking it out. And with something like this, it's like if these were like full length episodes of this kind of stuff, I probably would have not gotten through it all. Like just being honest here. But because they're only 3 minutes long each, I could get through that. That's not an issue. Like because it's only 3 minutes long each, sure. It's not like it's going to take a long time or like really grind on me. The series would have to be really bad to do that for 3 minute episodes, you know? But yeah, it's like this was just not really for me, but I gave it a shot. It was too weird and a little creepy for me. So, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of Jingai-san no Yome? And thank you all so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. So, see y'all next time.